Hey beautiful biscuits. How is your day going? How is your season going? Yes, I have even more decorations up. I think Abraham's a bad influence on me. He has taught me his evil villain laughter from Darkwing Duck, and now whenever I get excited, I find I have the evil villain laughter. His cackle, it's his cackle of glee when he beats Grandpa Pokemon. I love this time of year. I love the holidays. I keep saying that, but it continues to be true. But this time of year, I know everyone deals with a lot of, let's say, complex emotions around holidays and their family, seasonal affective disorder, all these different reasons that kind of bring you down. I struggle this time of year because of how short the days are. We've had all this flooding in Western Washington, so we've had a ton of rain, like days and days, if not weeks of rain without really any good amount of sunlight, and it gets dark here so early. So I definitely deal with, feeling a little down this time of year. And for the last couple years, I haven't gotten to go see family for Christmas time because of one thing or another. And so, it's a emotionally delicate time of year, I will say. And I find that there are ways that I can kind of perk myself up, make my heart feel lighter and happier so that I actually enjoy the season. And sometimes we get really caught up in what we wish our season looked like, or what we wish we could have or do financially this time of year. And I think there are little simple ways to bring us a little more joy, is to take yourself on a me date. And it does not have to be an expensive me date where you're like, oh man, is this gonna mess with my budget? Just a simple me date. As a mama, I go on mommy and me dates because who can afford to go on dates with yourself and childcare and all of that? If you can swing it, it's amazing. Sometimes it's nice to even just go on a mommy and me date. But going on a you yourself date, it could be half an hour where you take yourself down the street and you go and get yourself a pastry and you sit. Maybe you got a little bit of sunshine and you just relax. And part of the idea of a me date is not having to be on, not having to be responsible all the time. So this time of year, as a self-employed person, right, I run my own business, I'm dealing with trying to get all of my end of year taxes ready, and I'm trying to deal as a mama with Thanksgiving and Christmas and family and all those complexities. With the Rona, I'm dealing with all of those, is kind of figuring out how we're just going back to life and all of that. As a person, I'm just dealing with all the seasonal things that come up and my expectations and my past grievances and my hopes, and kind of trying to juggle all those things. So it's nice to take myself out of having to be on and responsible constantly. I mean, literally sometimes I sit at my office desk and I eat some toast or a chocolate bar, and I just have half an hour to myself to think and not be responsible. And it's so important to give yourself that mental space. Oh my goodness, I really think it's a sanity saver this time of year. It's really important. Don't overcommit. I know, that is so much easier said than done. So for Thanksgiving this year, it was originally going to be held at my brother's house, and then they couldn't host, and so my sister and I were texting like, oh, who should host? And my sister, God bless her, she has 2 children, 2 years apart. She understands the whole 2-kid thing. She was like, you know what, I'll host if you don't want to have to host with a new baby. And I was like, yes. And I told her, I even said this, I was like, I love overcommitting myself, but you're totally right, I shouldn't. I'm just going to bring pie to Thanksgiving. And it was such a moment of, I could hear my naughty voice in my ear, my lesser angels going, oh, overcommit, do everything, and then you could be resentful, and it won't come up the way you want it to. And the better angel was like, why don't you just take people's offer of help, my sister loves to host, and just be gracious and okay with that. And it was so nice to legitimately be like, yeah, I'm good. We'll see you on Thanksgiving. Let me know what I can bring, But boy, if you had asked me that a year ago or 2 years ago, I would have been like, no, I can totally host. The baby's gonna scream the whole time while I cook. My 7-year-old's gonna make a huge mess while I try to clean the house, get it ready for everybody. I'm gonna be a hot mess in sweatpants with gravy all over me and a throwing at baby from rage screaming. But I can do it and it'll be great and everyone will be happy or else, right? And that's completely where I would have been a couple years ago. And I have worked so hard. Point being, I say that not to like pat myself on the back, although if anybody wants to massage my back, oh, I could use that. Oh my God, I'm carrying around 2 children all the time. But to actually say, you know what, we can change our patterns. We can kind of rewire the way our brain functions when we are constantly overcommitting or self-sabotaging. And overcommitting this time of year is such a good way to exacerbate depression, to really peak up anxiety, to push yourself over into panic attacks. So if you can just keep from overcommitting, oh, you can hear your heart rate lower. You can relax. You can actually enjoy the holiday season. A shocking idea, I know. Okay, if you can, have 2 buddies, 2 friends. They can be siblings. They can be best buds. They can be work wives. But grab 2 buddies that you can really talk to. And it can be through text. It can be FaceTiming. It can be in person. But this holiday season where you guys are going to be each other's buddy support. And when something goes right, you're going to celebrate together. And when you're feeling really stressed out and anxious and you lit the gingerbread house on fire by accident, whoops, you can talk to each other and you have that emotional support. And it doesn't have to be your partner, your spouse, your significant other. Sometimes we put so much on our significant other that there's no way they can live up to all of our expectations and also have time for their mental health. So have those 2 buddies. You know, they're almost like your parachutes. Have, you know, a parachute on the front, parachute on the back. They're going to be there to help you, and you are there equally to help them. It's really, really valuable. It seems simple, right? 3 little things to change up feeling depressed this time of year. But boy, whenever I put myself at the goal of take care of my mental well-being, my physical well-being, I always end up feeling like, shouldn't I be doing this? Shouldn't I be serving this? Don't I have clients I need to email or provide a service to? Don't I have kids I have to take care of? Do I have family that I've checked in with? And this year, I've just been dropping balls. I've been like, you know what? I was just juggling too much the last couple of years, and it was not good for me. And it wasn't good for my family trying to juggle all these things. We can't be everything to everybody, including ourselves. So it's really important that, like, give yourself some grace this time of year. Go put on a fun party dress, sit on your sofa, watch some junky romance movies, drink some hot cocoa, and tell the kids they're playing with that puzzle quietly for 45 minutes. Because it's worthwhile investing in yourself now. Nobody else is going to invest in ourselves for us, right? Like, nobody else is investing in our mental well-being this time of year. And if we don't do it, it's really easy to lose ourselves, to lose balance emotionally and physically, and to not be a good version of ourselves that we deserve to be. We all deserve to be a loving, happy version of ourselves because we've put in the time to tend. And, we're a fabulous garden. Poinsettias this time of the year, and we must tend to our poinsettias. Where it sounds naughtier than it should. One too many bad romance movies. Oops. Okay, biscuits. I'm going to come on here in a couple days and I'm going to chat about romance this time of year. Oh yeah. I know, I really have liked all your requests to talk more about my romance books and just romance in general is a topic I love. I am a diehard romantic at heart, and it's for another video. I'm excited to film it. Okay, my loves, you deserve to tend to yourself. Go hold yourself. Give yourself some extra love this time of year if, it's kind of spiking up some of your depression or just making you feel a little melancholy. There's goodness right around the corner.